Hey guys, or guy, thanks for watching. I say guy because there's only been one person watching my videos, and it's really been kind of tripping me out because I wonder who that one person is. And I just like it does feel good to know that I have a fan, or if not that, at least I have a hater. Like a solid hater that hates me to the point where he's loyal about it. And that makes me feel even better than if I just had like a casual, hey guy, hey person watching who I don't know who the fuck you are. I'm just talking about if you're a fan or a hater. Either way, I don't care. I think maybe the person watching is me. But anyhow, the one guy watching has nothing to do with this video. Um, but he's in for a real treat because what I want to discuss, I hope, is pretty interesting. So unless you're illiterate and you can't read the title of the video, um, this is about Rhett and Link, and they're very famous podcasters and YouTubers. And they about a month ago, or maybe a few months ago, did a series of videos called Ear Biscuits, where they talked about um, like their deconversion from Christianity. They call it deconstruction, which I guess works, but I've always heard the term deconversion. Anyhow, they both talk about like their journey with faith, how they were super religious when they were younger and growing up in North Carolina, and then they moved to California. And when they moved to California, they kind of familiarized themselves with more viewpoints and slowly became agnostic. Now, first of all, I want to say that in terms of like the watchability, I really enjoyed listening to them talk. They seem like two great, honest dudes, just really trying to relate a part of their lives that was very important to them and a part of their journey that was very important to who they became. And I really enjoyed it. But I disagreed. And when I say I disagreed, I don't mean it in like the contrarian way or the troll way where I'm just trying to like poke fun at someone. I think that everybody, all people, like disagree on something or another, right? That's something that always that is true for everybody. And I obviously I feel that way about Rhett and Link. And I guess the main contention that um I disagree with them on, or the main point of experience that I disagree with them on, is I guess it's the idea that like there can be a lack of certainty when it comes to certain things, but there's still a lot of room for faith and a lot of goodness and faith, and they don't actually like come right out and say like disagree with that. But I guess that's not so much why I disagree with Rhett and Link. It's how I'm different than Rhett and Link. Like to give you a little bit of my background, our backgrounds are very similar. I mean, when I say our, I mean Rhett and Link's and myself, and that they grew up in a very strict Pentecostal church, and I did as well. And for a long time, I like rebelled, and I was not against God, but I'm just a natural contrarian, And I wouldn't have called myself a believer for a long time until one time night. It was a snowy night. There was a bunch of ice on the road, and I unbuckled my seatbelt to take off my coat, and it was a really dumb move on my part. But the second I did that, I started to skid on the ice, and the second that happened, I screamed out, "God, save me!" And I realized that if I'm being honest with myself, like I do believe in God, and I've come to a point since that moment where I've started going to church regularly again. I read the Bible more. I pray a lot more, and I think that there's something real that I'm feeling that's leading me in a more positive direction. And I realize now that I felt that as too when I was younger, you know, and it's been really great for me as a person. And just in terms of like being able to accept more responsibility, in terms of like my natural disposition. Like I had a friend over from high school the other day that said, you used to get really angry when people disagreed with you and you'd shout and you'd scream. And, you seem like a different person. You're just much more at peace. You're much more chill. And in that moment, the Holy Spirit spoke to me. and it was just another like reminder, like another little hint that I'm going on a good path. So, in conclusion, like my difference from Rhett and Link is that, like, if you're not looking for a scientific truth or true or yeah, okay, I guess if your main goal is external truth about the world, you might run into certain problems with religion, and I say any religion. But if you want to look about like towards internal truth, like the reason that we're all here, what you're capable of accomplishing once you create a positive mindset and give yourself over to God, the truth of love. I'm not saying it's the definitive answer for all those questions or all those things, but in terms of what I believe and how I've changed is, yeah, no, it's been very true for me in that regard. I'm tired. Anyway, thanks you guys for watching. Have a good night.